It is a great day right here, and of course, congratulations to the Democratic Republic of Congo. And of course, it's unfortunate for the Super Eagles after everything being said and done, they couldn't make it to the World Cup. The performance was not too bad, but then we have a lot of error and a lot of people have complained. Even ex-internationals are complaining. Even the coach has come out to say, well, it is voodoo that Democratic Republic of Congo used in playing the penalty. Is that an excuse? My name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo, and a special welcome to Talk Sport on Global Television. As a matter of fact, it is a beautiful day, but then, what then can we say? The World Cup just slipped out of the hands of Nigeria. We will be dwelling more on that today on Talk Sport, but then it ended in penalty. Like I will always say, any game that starts and end with 0-0 and of course 1-1, then you get into penalty, get into extra time, and of course it's a very difficult game. You started with 45 minutes, you went for the first half, returned back again, and you had another 45 minutes, making it 90 minutes. You have additional time, and of course you have extra time. Then you still had 2-2. That's to tell you that it will end up in penalty. 1-1, of course, for the Super Eagles and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and it ended in a penalty. And of course, the penalty landed us where we are today, and the Super Eagles cannot go for the World Cup anymore. But then, can we say all hope is lost for the Super Eagles? Yes, for the Super Eagles, all hope is lost. What about Africa? What about West Africa? We will still keep our fingers crossed. This is what happened when it comes to this is what happens when it comes to the World Cup, because we must have a representative. What do we do? Throw our wings behind the country that is actually representing us. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return and we'll hit the road running with the rest of the story. Stay with us. All right, our guest will soon be joining us via the connection cabin. Well, but looking at everything that has happened so far, so good, we will be looking at the reactions coming from Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians have said so many things. Some persons said, well, the substitution didn't go well, and as a matter of fact, prompters, and of course, well, so many things need to be done. As I speak to you right now, prompter, because some people were prompting that things need to be done the right way as it has to do with substitution. And of course, a lot of people came in with some different folders, you know. When I talk about folder, TalkSport, where you on TalkSport right now, I will give you a secret, because people came there. All right, why did they really come? They came so that they can unveil their different tactics. I'm talking about the coaches now. But then every coach is supposed to be held responsible for whatever happened to the players. Some people were not satisfied with the substitution. Somebody told me, he said, why should Osimhen actually be substituted? And of course, that is because of injury. Somebody said Shemi Ajayi shouldn't have taken the kick. But then, how many people missed the penalty? Even Democratic Republic of Congo also missed. You also need to put one or two together, as it has to do with what transpired before Nigeria even went in for the Gabon game, before they came to play this final in the playoff with the Democratic Republic of Congo. But then all these things are put together, you will know that so many things have to be done and put in place. But then we will have Darlington Polomi join us right now. It's good to have you. Thank you very much, Darlington. It's good to have you join us on the program this morning. So how are you doing, Darlington?
Fine. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Ramsey.
Yes, good morning. What's your opinion about the game that was played between the Super Eagles and, of course, Democratic Republic of Congo?
I will start by saying yesterday, before we start by explaining what happened during the game, like what we all saw. They said the war is won because of preparation. You know, I think NFF played a huge role in what happened yesterday. Even though I'm going to criticize some individuals in the dressing room, some players in the match and the gameplay and everything, the NFF is to be blamed for what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday, Nigeria not qualifying for 3 World Cups in a row, is a slap to Nigerian football, and the NFF is to be blamed for it.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, go ahead. Why will you want to blame NFF, as a matter of fact?
Preparation. In civilized countries, in other countries, in a good country where they prioritize football, that football is loved by the citizens. All right, you see the country making efforts to make sure that these people play in good environments, do things in good environments, in harmonious environments, so that they can to play football yesterday. They were not prepared to play football for since 5 to 10 years now, or 15 years maybe. I dare to say that Nigerian football died since 2002. All right, so that is one I think should be put into question. The NFF should answer to the question: why has Nigeria not qualified for this World Cup? Even though the players yesterday, someone like Iwobi, for instance, playing football as if he's playing a charity match. And what's not? All of them, all the players yesterday, they have to be blamed. But the NFF holds the bigger blame.
All right. Let me ask you a question, Darlington. As it is right now, looking at the whole scenario, some persons were of the opinion that the coach tried, looking at where the Super Eagles came from. What do you think?
The coach did well. I will commend the coach for keeping the spirit going in the team, because you could see it from the way he's addressing the players. He didn't do much coaching. To be honest, these players played football via individual brilliance. You can see from their gameplay. There was no gameplay. There's no pattern. Yesterday, I was watching the football with my niece yesterday, younger niece, and told me that, wait, what's the connection between the defense and the attack? I said the midfield. He said, where are the midfielders? Where are the people in the middle of the park to orchestrate play? I said, there are none. Certainly, you can see it from the gameplay yesterday. There was no midfielders. There was nobody to play football yesterday for Nigeria. And it was so painful to watch that we were losing without spirit, without hunger, without somebody to change the game, without a game plan. And this thing boils down to NFF. If NFF has employed a good coach before now, we wouldn't have been in this mess before now. In our first 4 games, we got 3 points or 2 points or 1 point or thereabout. We didn't get lots. They don't expect us to qualify. We are not even supposed to qualify. We are here because, okay, FIFA bends the rule. Even as far as FIFA bending the rule, we still did not qualify against a team like Congo. It's painful to watch. It's not. I'm not talking from an emotional point of view. I'm talking for the fact that NFF has failed Nigerian football. With the crop of talent Nigerian football has in its possession, NFF has failed us greatly. They need to be checked. Not even apart from the money that they are stealing up and down, the things that they are doing allegedly, NFF needs to see for themselves what they have done to Nigerian football. The coaches that they employ are not up to date. They are not on par with the level of coaches around Europe, around our neighboring countries. This is what we are right now. This is our new reality. NFF has turned Nigerian football to a joke.
Oh, all right. Let's go on a quick break. We'll return back to you again at Darlington for more interaction, okay? Stay with us. Well, let's quickly bring you a breakdown of the game as the Super Eagles 2026 World Cup dream suffered a major blow on Sunday. That was yesterday as Democratic Republic of Congo advanced to the international playoff following a dramatic penalty shootout at the Prince Male Abdullah Stadium in Rabat. Nigeria's hope of qualifying ended in a heartbreaking fashion, making the second consecutive year the Super Eagles will miss out on the world stage. This is the second time. You know what happened the past 4 years? The match ended 1-1 after 120 minutes, meaning they played 90 minutes. They gave them extra time, and it was still the same thing. Of course, the regulation time came, extra time came. No goal was gotten apart from the 1-1, sending the high-stake encounter to penalty. Nigeria initiation. Yes, of course. Nigeria's Calvin Bassey and Moses Simon missed early chances while Nwabali denied Democratic Republic of Congo's first penalty. Akko Adams kept the Super Eagles alive. One thing about Akko Adams, remember his debut, he got a goal. In fact, his second game again, he got a goal. And yesterday, he was the one who brought smile to the faces of Nigerians, even though we couldn't make it. But Democratic Republic of Congo struck back through Sadiq, and of course later scored the decisive fourth penalty, which came from the captain himself, and that was what left Nigeria trailing 4-3 in the shootout. But the victory have set up Democratic Republic of Congo for a chance to actually secure one of the final World Cup tickets to the expanded 48-team tournament in the United States, Canada, and of course Mexico. Nigeria defeat mark the second consecutive year the Super Eagles will miss out on the world stage. I'll repeat that over and over again. But then a lot of people have actually questioned some of the substitution. But then let me just let you know that the coach of the Super Eagles has spoken. He said, why I substituted Osimhen at halftime, that is coming from Eric Chile. Chile actually took over the team when things were somehow falling apart. But then the Super Eagles head coach, Eric Chile, have stated why he substituted striker Victor Osimhen during Nigeria's World Cup qualifying playoff final defeat to Democratic Republic of Congo yesterday. Chile opted to replace Osimhen with Akko Adams, who didn't perform badly at halftime as Democratic Republic of Congo defeated Nigeria in penalty. And of course, what was the reason why Osimhen was substituted? The striker was substituted during Nigeria's World Cup playoff yesterday, which was so crucial. And of course, Chile said he opted to replace him because the game was going somehow. You remember that Frank Onyeka was the one who made it happen. Mechak earlier scored the goal, but then, however, when asked by some media people why Osimhen had to be substituted, even this morning, someone was talking to me and he said, well, the player of that caliber, whether for any reason, you don't need to take him off. But Chile is trying to let us know that he said he made his way out of the stadium. He has an injury, and meanwhile, Democratic Republic of Congo defender Noah Sadiq has insisted that Osimhen's injury helped his team during the encounter. Meaning, if Osimhen wasn't out of that game, what happened wouldn't have happened. Can we now say Osimhen is the life wire of the Super Eagles? Somebody faulted it this morning. Some people were speaking to me, and he said, well, despite the injury, Osimhen would have stayed in the team because his presence alone. Imagine if you watch that game, about 3 players were marking Osimhen alone, and that has created chances for the other players of the Super Eagles to actually penetrate, you know. But then immediately he was taken off. Those guys will have to go back to their position, and the game changed in favor of Democratic Republic of Congo. But then he has injury. Some people said, well, if he was playing for his club, Galatasaray, would he have done that? And some people people said, well, maybe he wants to be fit for his club, even though his club may not really go far. You know, a lot of people have faulted different players and different coaches for what actually happened. But then before we get connected to my guest who is already standing by, let me inform you that, of course, a lot of people criticize Ikpeba is the one, Victor Ikpeba is the one slamming Wilfred Ndidi over the goal that came from Elias because he is a former international and, you know, he has blamed what actually happened on Wilfred Ndidi concerning that goal that came. And of course, following the Super Eagles defeat, a lot of people are angry. And Ikpeba noted that it was Ndidi that laid the ball on the platter for that player to actually equalize for Democratic Republic of Congo. If not, Nigeria would have ended that game 1-1. But then the opportunity to control it or put it out for goal kick would have been better if Ndidi has done that. You know, as a captain, well, it's not everything you should be taught. Victor Ikpeba has said the Super Eagles took an early lead, but then all of this is now a bygone because of the carelessness of some of the players. But in this case, who are you to blame? Are you to blame the players or you are to blame the coaches? But then everyone came actually to play their game, and of course the penalty didn't go well as somebody like but then as a player, if you are not good with penalty or if maybe the tension is too much, there is no need, you know, to force yourself into playing. Even if you are appointed, you can say, well, I'm not in a good frame of mind to play. But then I know a lot of players will not say that. But according to Victor Ikpeba, an ex-international, he said Wilfred Ndidi was actually the one that laid it on the platter for Meshach earlier, and that's the thing we are talking about, and that's why some people criticize him most of the time for probably being slow on decision making. Maybe anything could have already happened. So sometimes, so if someone like Benjamin Freddy was there, maybe he would have, of course, controlled that ball very well for himself and maybe made the clearance and all of that. But for Wilfred Ndidi, I don't know. But those things happen in football. He's also an ex-international, so he knows how all of these things happen. All right, let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll connect with our guest again and hear his opinion. Well, it's not time for blame game, but then Nigerians have their right to express themselves. In fact, if you watched that game yesterday, you can see the reaction coming from a lot of Nigerians. Somebody called me this morning. In fact, while I was listening to the voice note one of my analysts sent to me this morning, he was angry that he even went to subscribe his DSTV because of the game. My cameraman heard that and he was busy laughing. That's to tell you that a lot of Nigerians believe in the Super Eagles, especially winning Gabon massively to get to play with Democratic Republic of Congo, and all of this happened. It wasn't a good one at all. This is a country that we won consecutively for a number of times without them even seeing a brake light, but all of this happened. But then what can we say? Congratulations to them. Wilfred Ndidi, you know, I don't know, but then this is somebody that Leicester City cannot forget in a hurry, and that's the truth. If you want to talk about Wilfred Ndidi, his club, he has been very fantastic. One of the clubs that I know that Nigerians gave him a lot of kudos for is Leicester City. But then let's quickly go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return and we'll look at other things and reactions coming from there. As a matter of fact, this World Cup qualifier is not just in Africa alone. It's also happening in other countries. England also on top of their game, and other countries from Europe and other places are also playing this game. We'll bring you some of those details, but then let's hear what Polomi Wodalitin will have to say concerning this game, and that will be after this break. Stay with us. All right, Dalitin Polomi is standing by. He's a sport analyst. Well, he was supposed to join us in the studio, but he's been held in the traffic jam. Now, let's talk about this. Victor Ipeba is blaming Wilfred Ndidi for the goal that came from the Congolese that made it 1-1 before they even got into the penalty. What do you think about the player called Wilfred Ndidi? So far, so good, as far as that game is concerned, and his play so far, generally?
Let me start by saying I don't condemn, I don't criticize people based off of one game. Yesterday, he made poor decision yesterday. So the poor decision for him during the game. He's a professional footballer. Ndidi has been bright for us. Let's not get that. Let us get it off our head. He has been a bright player for Nigeria. Yes, he is to be blamed for the goal yesterday. So very poor decision, unprofessional. It looks like a schoolboy playing football yesterday. But the truth is, I will not judge him based off of yesterday's performance. Yesterday, collective team defeat. We should not blame it on one person. Someone like Alex Iwobi, for instance, he was our creative number 10 in that football game yesterday. Our creative number 10 that should have been able to spark the game from the middle of the park. Not one progressive pass was made through that nigger yesterday. Not one progressive pass. Now, we have somebody like Chikwueze and Lukman. Not one cross into the penalty area from those two guys. Not one cross, dangerous cross into the penalty area for somebody like Victor Osimhen, who has a area prowess. He has been good aerially. Utilize his strengths. That's what good teams do. When good teams see that their things are not working, that their game plan are not working, you utilize the best man's strengths, the man that can put the ball at the back of the net. He utilizes his strengths. Look at Norway. Norway do not play any form of entertainment football. He just play the ball to the wings and bring it up for Erling Haaland, and he scores. Or they play through the middle for Erling Haaland, and he scores. Our last game against Gabon yesterday, you can see that the last 3 goals we scored on extra time. It was through that kind of gameplay. Play it forward to this nigga, and he will score. But yesterday, it was poor for Alex Iwobi. Nobody's talking about it because maybe I think he's a Nepo baby. We talk about nepotism every day. We criticize nepotism every day. In Super Eagles at 2025, we are still doing nepotism. Alex Iwobi is not supposed to be in that team. On what capacity? Which position is he going to play? That is going to play perfectly well. No position. From attacking midfielder, I don't see him as such. As a winger, he is not fast enough. You understand? So, blame Ndidi. Yes, he cost the goal. But that defeat was a collective effort. Are you talking about Nwambali? Nwambali is garbed. He's garbed. These are truths that Nigerian football do not want to accept. Maybe because they're still using religion, tribalism. I don't know. NFF should be scrapped. It's a collective defeat. First off from the NFF, second to the players. If the NFF is working, 90% of those players say yes, they should not be in Nigerian national team. They're not serious enough. They're not serious enough. They don't even have a pattern. I was telling you about my younger cousin, a younger niece, watching football with me yesterday, and he was asking me, what's the connection between the defense and the midfield and the attack? I said it's the midfield. He said, I can't see anybody progressing football yesterday, and it was so bad. That's the new realization of Nigerian football. That's what I see there.
All right. Some people said the Super Eagle is becoming a one-man team. Victor Osimhen was substituted during halftime of the match yesterday, and it wasn't quite the same team anymore. Do you also notice that?
Yes, we saw that. It boils down to the coach. The coach is clueless about how to use these players. Ako Adam is a very fantastic striker in Sevilla. Watch him in Sevilla, you will see he's a fantastic striker. Powerful, has good shots in his leg, he's a good player. But yesterday he was not there, not because he can't play, but because the midfield is porous. Our wing play is porous. We play like children. We play like people that play in secondary school football. It's that bad. It's a one-man team, yes. Courtesy of the coach and NFF. Listen, let me cite an example. a team like I will not go far, so I do not say okay, maybe I'm using United States because United States have money and Nigeria also have money, so I will not go far. Let me go to a team like Japan, for instance. Should I go Japan or I should go to a different team? Okay, Netherlands, for instance. Netherlands had to, when they saw that their golden generation died, they sat down within themselves, their football federation. Okay, let's build the next crop of players. England has done it. Netherlands has done it. France have done it. Good nations that are playing good football have done it. Let's build the next generation. Look at Brazil, for instance. They are building a new team. They saw that these are players that are supposed to be in their prime. Their so-called players are supposed to be in their prime. They saw that these players are not up to par. They got to let all those people go and build a team. If Nigeria build a team from the under 17, they do not graduate to the under 20. Why is that? Is that not a problem? When they get to the under 20, they do not graduate to the under 23. Like they don't follow them up, and they don't have new players up. They just more of the same. Now who coach one time go play? Now who better than supposed to play? Sorry for using now who's supposed to play? Not supposed to play. Now the best player is we are supposed to use the best players. The best players to play. Yesterday it was we did not field the best player. Somebody like Rafael Oyedika in Club Brugge supposed to be in that team, was supposed to play for Nigeria. He was supposed to play. Someone like Crisanto Sushi was supposed to play. Al Hassan Yusuf was supposed to play. These are players that can play, not name. They can play football. This is not name now. This is people that can play football.
All right.
Okay, we have some on our shoe. He was supposed to play. He was not even invited.
All right, Darlington, as it is right now, this is the second time Nigeria is missing out, okay, of the World Cup. What does this speak to Nigerian sports lovers? Because as it is right now, Democratic Republic of Congo are on their way to the World Cup already. But then, apart from that, two things now. What does this, what is the implication of missing out of the World Cup 2 consecutive times means to the Super Eagles and the Nigerian people? And Eric Chile does look like somebody who can actually build the Nigerian Super Eagles. So what's your opinion? What's your take, your perspective to this whole scenario?
Okay, when you talk about building and what's my take concerning what Nigerians are feeling right now, or Nigerians are seeing right now. First off, let me start from Eric Chile. I'm going to be blunt here, all right? I'm going to be blunt. Eric Chile is not the kind of coach Nigeria need right now going forward. It's not the kind of coach Nigeria need right now. To be very honest with you, I'm going to be blunt right now. We need a coach that can actually build. Listen, when good teams want to build it, they don't take a coach that has pedigree. They take a coach that understands building. Sports is different from men's work. Sports is different from banking work. Sports is different from doctor's work. You can have an experienced doctor and you can have a newbie doctor. You choose the experienced doctor over the newbie doctor. But in sports, as for coaches that understand process, they take time for their players to adjust to their instructions and their tactical demands from these players. Someone like Pep Guardiola, I'm not saying Nigeria can coach somebody like that, but someone like Pep Guardiola now, if he's to coach a country like Nigeria, he will tell you, I need like 4 years. And that 4 years, you will see that this is tactical instructions are going to be implemented. Not because he's going to force them, but because he understands what to do and how to do and how to go about it. Nigeria needs a coach that understands, and we now need an identity. We don't have an identity of play. In yesteryears, when we were playing football with the likes of Okocha and the rest of them, those guys, they had an identity. We understood what we are going to see before the match. Is it not? That's it. So Nigerians are not happy. As for the other thing, what's morale? Our morale is down right now. the whole of the country. Like, a good patriot in this country will tell you that it's down. Like, my country is not going to the World Cup. Even 48 teams are going to the World Cup. Nigeria is not going to the World Cup. It's painful. It's somehow like we are going to be watching other teams play, show their colors, their new jersey, play good football, and we are not in the World Cup. One of the biggest tournaments football has ever hosted. 48 teams hosted across 3 nations. Nigeria is supposed to be there, but we are not going to be there. We are not going to be there. That's a new reality. Our morale is down. We need a good coach. We need an overhaul in the NFF. In the NFF, like the whole of the NFF ought to be. They just need to overhaul them. We need people that have minds, that have vision.
All right,
to grow with this.
Darlington. Eric Shelley has alleged that Democratic Republic of Congo used voodoo during the penalty shootout, that they were doing voodoo rituals. Is that anything to go by? Or you think a petition should be done?
That's not anything. Voodoo is not. Voodoo was not in the pitch yesterday. Did you see voodoo?
I didn't see voodoo.
And for the record, we are in Africa. It's our right to practice tradition. All right? It is our right. They are in their rights to practice tradition. We are in Africa.
Okay. Darlington, let's move from Africa right now. Norway actually beat Italy to qualify for the first World Cup since 1998. And even Democratic Republic of Congo had not been to the World Cup for a very long time. What do you think of that game, the Norway game, and of course what is happening from that access?
You see, the Italian team too. They have almost similar issues with Nigeria. They don't build. They still believe in. I believe they still believe in thinking that they are still the best team in the world, because they are actually one of the best teams in the world. They still believe that, right? So I think they're not going to the World Cup is a disgrace too on their part, because Europe has the highest slot of qualifying nations to the World Cup, and for Italy not to qualify, Jordan is qualifying, it's like no qualifying, other small teams. Make no mistake, I don't want to disregard anything. Where other teams are qualifying, Italian nation is not qualifying. It's a big problem for the Belgian team. For the Norwegian team, they have a cyborg. It's a machine. Erling Haaland is a cyborg. It's a machine. Kudos to him. He scored 2 goals again yesterday. I think he's the highest scorer in the qualifying round for the World Cup. So he's a good player. Kudos to him. They deserve to be in the World Cup.
So it deserves to be in the World Cup. All right, let's move away from there, because there are some other very interesting games that were actually played. Now, as it is, the World Cup is England. As it is right now, they are ready for the World Cup after a perfect campaign. England wrap up their flawless World Cup qualifying campaign with a record setting of 2-0 win against Albania, and that was yesterday. The 3 Lions who took maximum point, of course, from their 8 games, maximum point, I tell you the truth, became the first European team to win every one of their World Cup qualifiers without conceding a single goal in the campaign lasting at least 6 matches. What do you have to say about England?
Okay. Now, we are talking about a coach that knows how to build, correct? Just now, we are talking about that. And the Nigerian football team, let me go back before I answer this, before I tell you about what's happening in the England setup. The Nigerian football team needs a team, an identity, all right? The English team, they already had an identity. What they need was a winning coach. A coach that understands how to win tournaments. That was the criteria Thomas Tuchel that was the criteria used in appointing Thomas Tuchel, because he understands how to win in cup competitions. That was the major criteria that was used to appoint him. You see, a country that wants to move forward, that is it. A country that wants to move forward. This team has been finishing second, because they built a good team that has been doing that for a while. Now, what they did, they said, okay, no need for second again. Let's look for a coach that can win, that understands how to win. So they brought in Thomas Tuchel. So many other coaches submitted their CVs to England, but England chose Thomas Tuchel because of the fact that he is a winner and he understands how to win in cup competitions. It's his specialty. So that is what a good team does. That is why they have qualified with maximum points. That's why they are one of the best teams in the world right now. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, that's why they are one of the best right now in the world. I think I like that because Tuchel had actually made some statements, but we won't be able to take that. We will quickly. A lot of countries have qualified. As a matter of fact, about 32 countries, of course, have already qualified, and it's an expanded game. Let's see how all of that is going to end, and of course, how it is going to pan out. But then, which country are you going to be watching out for in the World Cup from Africa before we come to talk about Ikorodu City as they beat Plateau United 2-1 to go top of the MPFL table? But which country are you looking out for in the World Cup? Your country is not going to be there. As a matter of fact, is it the DRC?
No, I'm going to look out for Morocco.
Oh, Morocco.
I'm going to look out for also Portugal and Morocco for this tournament.
Portugal and Morocco for this tournament for you. Oh, all right. Ikorodu United from the Nigerian Professional Premier League have moved to the top of the 2025-26 Nigeria Premier League Football League table for the first time in this campaign after a 2-1 win over Plateau United at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena yesterday. What do you think?
They have a very good setup. They have one of the best teams in the league. They play fluid football. One thing that catches my eye in their gameplay is their wing. They have good wingers. Their right wing and their left wingers are very, very effective, and they have been scoring goals lately. So they are deservedly on the top of the table. I am rooting for them to even go all out and win the league.
All right. There are other games that were actually played there, coupled with the fluttering of Nasarawa United, who were ahead to a 1-1 draw in Owerri by the new boys, Kum Khalifat FC, just as Abia Warriors were beaten 2-1 by Bayelsa United in Yenogwa. And of course, Rivers United also leapfrogged Nasarawa United third, and Abia Warriors fourth into the second position after a 2-1 win over Warri Wolves in Port Harcourt. The visitors scored first in the encounter through Adebombo Ademola in the 25th minute, but Finidi George's men responded 5 minutes later, courtesy of Emmanuel Naji, and of course Samson Obi was able to seal the win for Rivers United in the 58th minute. Already, they have condemned Wolves to a second consecutive defeat in the league so far. Then Khalifat FC sacked coaching staff over poor result. The issue of sacking coaches, you've been talking about the issue of sacking coaches. All the games that were played in the MPFL, Khalifat FC, they sacked their coaching staff, all the coaching staff, over poor result. What do you think about the sacking of coaches in the MPFL?
It all boils down to tactical instructions and how you arrange your team as against your opponents. Football is a very, very, I don't like putting it. Has to be played to counter your opponents. I don't know. I should use the best word right now. I'm looking for it. All right. The coaches, you can see that their play is very boring. They kick the ball in the air. I think they are still playing football in 1853. You understand? It's deservedly from the ownership to sack those his staffs.
Oh, all right. It is actually for the owners to sack those staff. All right. Finally, before I let you go, Darlington, today, it will interest you to know that Osimhen and Ajibade were able to make it in the CAF Awards final shortlist. Talking about Nigeria's Victor Osimhen and Rashidat, who have been named among the finalists for the 2025 CAF Player of the Year, while goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie and Bayelsa Queens forward Shukirat Moshood also earned recognition in their respective categories. Of course, the Confederation of African Football have released the final shortlist for the award yesterday, and the ceremony is scheduled for Wednesday, November 19th in Rabat, Morocco, and the ceremony will honor continent's top performance for the period from January 6th to October 15th, 2025. What do you think about the final list that was made by the Osimhen and of course an Ajibade crew? I call them a crew this time because they've been there.
Yeah, I think Ajibade on her own part deserves a recognition for the best female African football because of her contributions in her club side and in Nigerian football. Then as for Osimhen, I think the men's category should be given to someone like Mohamed Salah. For somebody that has almost 50-something goals contribution last season, and he was not even in the podium, in the top 3 podium for Ballon d'Or. I think African football should recognize him and give him the best player for the year. Then for female goalkeeper of the year, Nadozie, and she even transferred to Brighton from Paris FC, doing very well for herself. She's one of our best goalkeepers in African football for female category. She's deserving of our award.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramsey.
All right. As a matter of fact, Darlington has said Osimhen deserved it, and Ajibade was able to make the award final shortlist, and it's a beautiful one. Darlington, finally, I think I want to say a very big thank you to you for being part of the conversation today. Our time is already up. All right, thank you. Mohamed Salah, like he said, and of course, for Liverpool, he is also there. He has not made it to the Ballon d'Or. This could come as a compensation. And of course, Achraf Hakimi of Paris Saint-Germain as finalist for the CAF African Player of the Year award. Osimhen's selection marks a continuation of Nigeria's presence at the top of the men's category following Ademola Lookman in 2024 and Victor Osimhen himself in 2023. But in the women's category, Player of the Year category, Nigeria's Ajibade, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain and led the Super Falcons to their 10th WAFCON title, joined Morocco's Gizani, of course, Chebak of El Hilal, and of course, Sansa Mosandi of AS far as the top 3 finalists. And of course, CAF have highlighted that these players delivered exceptional performance for both club and of course a country during the season, and that is why they have actually merited it. This is the size of our Talk Sport for today. Congratulations once again to Democratic Republic of Congo, and of course we wish them well in the World Cup. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Have a beautiful day and bye bye for now.